So now we're going to move into Tech Talk, the first one of the day, and that's going to be Alvin Bowles from Facebook. Let's make sure that you're here first, Alvin. I saw you, Alvin. Don't try to hide. We know where you're at. Alvin Bowles, if you're outside getting coffee, come back in. Probably on his way. So as you grab him, I'll give a quick introduction of Alvin. Alvin is the global head of publishers, sales, and operations, and he manages Facebook's audience network and various products and technology initiatives. He focuses on the monetization of with advertisers. And I remember when I first got into tech back in 2000, we didn't ask that question, well, we asked just for fun, right? How do you make money? And now you really do have to answer that. And what's fantastic about what he is going to talk about is one way you answer that question, right? He's gonna peel back the doors that we don't often get to peek into at Facebook, and how they go about helping their advertisers as well as the businesses they're working with to understand how to make money. Interesting thing though is he went to Michigan, so I like him already. Yeah,
that is true, and he's a big Michigan fan. But it's what he's introducing us to is a brand new platform. Actually.
Oh, he is great.
A brand new platform, hot off the press. It's called the Audience Network, and it is about monetizing your efforts.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely a breakthrough, I think, platform as it relates to advertisement. Right now, a lot of our ad agencies are going through a variety of sources to get the ads to the right people at the right time. Who can do that better than Facebook? So let's get Alvin up here. Oh, Alvin, I'm glad you could join us.
Oh, welcome. Welcome, Alvin Bowles.
How you doing? I'm all set. I don't know where the presentation is or the clicker. There's stuff right there. I will. I don't know. Where's your guy?
Okay, we need to get the slides up. So
I see it.
We see it here. So we've got the computer hooked in, I believe.
They were having trouble earlier.
I got you. Okay, here we go.
There we go. Okay. Should I take that? How are you guys? I'm Alvin Bowles. I'm actually originally from Detroit. So go blue, Richard. Thank you all for being here. This is a wonderful day. Congratulations to Clayton and all of his colleagues for putting this together. It's a really big deal. You've been doing this for quite some time, so thank you all for being here. So I'm Alvin Bowles. I am head of monetization for Facebook's global publisher sales and operations, what we call the Audience Network. And I'll get to what that is in a bit. It's primarily I focus on all of the inventory off of Facebook that leverages our technology for partners that actually make content to organize it in a way that actually maximizes their monetization. So I'll talk about what that means. But this is not, I'm not here to help you boost your likes or get you more things on your posts or what have you. This is about how you actually make money with your business, leveraging Facebook's technology. And I'll talk briefly about that, but let me just actually first say that this industry that we all are a part of has a diversity problem. We don't really talk about it openly. I actually just came off of our first ever Black Leadership Day at Facebook, which was great. Now that's great, but it was like 250 brothers and sisters, including our African brothers and sisters, out of 15,000 worldwide employees. 250 out of 15,000. Now, I'm not supposed to say that, so don't only quote that. I'll get in trouble, please. But the idea for us is to focus on not only focusing on our pipeline of individuals to be attracted to work at Facebook, but people need to understand all the things that we're doing. And diversity for me isn't just about having other colleagues of color that we work with, and that's great, but I want to actually teach businesses how to use our platform so they can make their own money, so they can actually realize their own dreams, and that's part of what our business division does. So we first just talk about, in general, level set on what Facebook was. It was just an idea. It started off on desktop like 12 years ago. It was about meeting people. It was just a platform. It was not a business. That's not what it was meant to be. Just a communication tool. For those of us that, I'm actually only been at Facebook about a year. And so for those of you that are old enough to remember, it launched, it had its IPO, it tanked, and has come back in a real way because we needed to figure out how we were going to monetize all these wonderful people that were leveraging our platform. The way we're able to do that is through what we call native advertising. So hopefully you all are users of the platform and you see those little things in your news feed that look like posts. Those things are called native advertising posts. We actually take creative assets from advertisers and agencies and we create advertising for them, for our platform, so it's not disruptive. Most often advertising is synonymous with being disruptive. You're doing something, you're watching a show or whatever, something interrupts that to give you a message. The way we think about it on our platform is something that's complementary to the experience. It should feel like branded entertainment. That ad is supposed to be there based on your likes, where you are, what you've done in the past. And so while it does feel like sometimes a little intrusive, right? You go to a site and then you see that same shirt or pair of shoes or whatever in your news feed. It's meant to be complementary, but it's done with privacy. The only reason our platform works the way it does, and the fact that we service 1.7 billion people a month and 1.2 billion people daily, is because we do so with privacy. We're not cavalier with all the information that you willingly give to us. If you think about it, Facebook was the first platform where you had to be your true, authentic self. I couldn't be AB22 on Facebook. I have to be Alvin Bowles. That's who I have to be, and because I'm my true, authentic self, and I'm willingly give that information, it allows that advertising to be commensurate with what you're actually doing. So there are three big things that we're actually doing recently, and this is just, again, level setting. The first thing is Messenger. I'm not sure how many people use that as a communication tool, but Messenger has now reached 1 billion monthly users. And you may know that we have also bought WhatsApp. Both of those vehicles actually aren't monetization vehicles, they're just communication tools. And just to level set, between Messenger and WhatsApp, we are transmitting 60 billion messages a day. A day. Now I'll compare that to texting, like SMS messaging. At its peak, and it did peak, it was transacting 20 billion messages a day. So today, between Messenger and WhatsApp, we're transacting 3 times the amount of anybody text messaging around the world right now. And we're not monetizing that at all. It's just meant to be a tool for communication, particularly for underdeveloped countries. That's really where the biggest usage of this property is. Second thing is live video. You guys have heard live, and it's been great. I'm glad that you do. We really appreciate it because I think it was initially thought about being sort of a red carpet thing, right? Somebody's going to go live and it's going to be great and it's cool. But then it also became a social justice tool. And we've seen this as something that in the palm of your hand, everybody is a broadcaster. And it's something that we take very, very seriously, which is why we are not monetizing that yet. You couldn't have a P&G commercial in between some of the social injustices that we've seen. It's inappropriate. So we're still trying to figure out what that means for us. But it's a great tool, and we try to think about making sure we're talking about adoption first, monetization second. That's the operating philosophy that we have. The third is connectivity. So for us, we think about this as our internet.org initiative. I'm not sure how many of you heard about that, but our illustrious leader, Mark Zuckerberg, has been buying drones, not to spy on you, but to be able to project the internet to sub-Saharan Africa and India. And it isn't about, making sure tribes are on Facebook, right? It's about making sure that they understand weather patterns for irrigation so they can feed themselves, so they can understand better how to utilize the tools that are out there. The difference between our company and others, at least the way we think about this, is our core mission is about making the world more open and connected. Period. Stop. That's our mission. Anything that we do has got to actually satisfy that goal, and we can't do it. So for us, it doesn't feel right that the Western world has access to all this information, all this wonderful information through the internet, and there's a large portion of the world that does not. So we take that very seriously. That's something that we do on our own dime. That's something he's put his personal money into as well. And we take that very, very seriously. So first, I mentioned Messenger. I won't bore you with that. Live video, It is, right now, we're actually streaming 100 million hours of video on Facebook every day. A large portion of that is live. Other is, suggested videos, branded entertainment, and things of that nature. But it is literally the largest, fastest growing area associated with Facebook.
Am I live?
What up, Peach?
I have to hold it.
Hey, we are live from Phuket Walking Street.
It's my mom's birthday today, and we're going to surprise her. I don't know if you're out there. If you're watching, how are you doing?
Hi. I love you too. Doing some backside airs right now, warming up.
It's a really nice day out here.
Say, please adopt me.
Run, Adrian!
First asking, let's go. There goes Sean.
Jump, Berkeley! Jump for the people!
Yes!
Woo!
You guys can say goodbye to the chin strap penguins right here.
Yeah, thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
So the things for us, for pillars-wise, it's all about availability, affordability, and awareness. That's the things that we think about when we talk about bringing products to bear across the entire ecosystem we find ourselves a part of. It's important for us. Right now, we're giving access to 37 million people with free internet access in 25 different countries. Our goal is to help the whole world be more open and connected, and if that means that it needs to happen on our dime, then we're happy to do so. Now, let me just talk a little bit about the audience network, and then we can open up for questions. I am going to make sure that this deck and some of the other supporting materials are provided to Silicon Harlem and Clayton, so it's all for your consumption. There's no secrets in here. The key for me is making sure you understand what the audience network is, and it's to help publishers grow their businesses with better ad experiences for people. So let me explain exactly what that means. Give you a real-life example. So publishers to us mean everything from your ABCs, your ESPNs, your CNNs, all your big media companies. We think of them as publishers. They publish content. But there are also publishers that are small developers, the small flower shop here, or the developer in South Africa or in China that has a small aggregated audience around, let's say, glasses. I wear glasses and I like them. I might go to that app or that website or that mobile website, not necessarily because it's big, but because it speaks to me. The challenge that you have is that for entrepreneurs to be able to invest their capital into creating content experiences for an aggregation of people, there's capital issues. How do you actually make money from that? Am I getting a vig off e-commerce? Do I have a subscription model? We have found that elegantly placed advertising in the form of native is the best and fastest way for you to be able to fuel your own growth. And so the audience network is very, very simple. The audience network gives our technology away for free to any publisher, media company, or developer that wants to leverage our Facebook technology, that gets access to the advertisers that were originally intending to advertise on Facebook. So I'm going to say it again. We give our technology away for free for anybody that wants it to get access to advertising that was originally intended to run on Facebook. The only difference, the only need is, do you actually have an authentic audience? So all the things that I talked about initially in the talk around, I go to Macy's and I'm looking at shoes, and then I go to my Facebook feed and I see that, that's what we call a Facebook ID match with privacy. It's all done with numbers and letters. We do the same thing on developer sites and publisher sites. So instead of lathering up your news feed or your Instagram feed with more ads, because we actually have 4 million active advertisers a month on Facebook, from the P&Gs and Coca-Colas to the small flower shop around the corner. We give access to all of that, what we call liquidity, to business owners, to entrepreneurs. We don't disclose our revenue share, but it's a very handsome revenue share, and we've talked about this publicly. The Audience Network, the business that I'm now a part of, is a $1 billion global business, and we are giving away the lion's share of that money to publishers. It is a huge tool, and we just have not had enough discussion about this among small and medium businesses, particularly women and minority-owned firms. My job is to change that because there's no ambition gap, there's an access gap. And that starts here. That's all I have.
Very good.
Questions, yeah?
Yeah, questions, anyone? I'll let you decide.
No, it's all right. Who's gonna ask the toughest question here? Okay, we'll start with you. Go ahead. We'll make it tough for him. He can handle it. Look at this guy.
Michigan man.
Michigan.
I worked in India for a few years with a big tech company.
Great.
And, India is dear to my heart just because I work there and I'm from the region. But recently Facebook tried an initiative to provide free internet to India, right? And it failed through regulators and others. But what did you learn from that experience and how can those learnings be applied to providing access here in the U.S., especially in a place like that?
It's a great question. I think that for us, I think that we were a little presumptuous, as most Westerners are, about the exchange of value. I think that many governments were concerned about privacy issues and competition. Most often you're looking at Facebook, Google. Those are the two large brands that are out there and controlling the majority of the marketplace. In fact, we're the ones chasing Google. If you think about advertising in general, television's a $60 billion industry. Most of that actually happens because of Nielsen, ratings, which whether or not you believe it's true or not, that at least has made it an efficient ecosystem. For digital, you're talking about it's probably another 15, 20 billion. Most of that goes to search. Google is 90 some odd % of search. So all that money goes there first. So that's why they're having some of the challenges that they are in Europe and everything else. So as it relates to your specific question, in India, I think that for us, and many other countries as well, is we need to actually focus on what do they need out of this, not just what Facebook wants out of it. I think that we do have altruistic plans associated with these things, but we also have our own business metrics that would allow us to say, how do we fund this in a way that actually makes sense? But a lot of folks have their own, whether they be sort of state government-owned entities that are competitive with Facebook, that feel like they can't just let this Western company headquartered in Menlo Park, California, take over and provide access, even if it's for the betterment of their people. So for us, I think that we learned that we actually need to have a far deeper government relations organization to make sure we understand what is the benefit to both parties. How do we actually allow them to actually deliver what they'd like to?
So we've got 3 questions right in front. Why don't we get all 3, and then you can try to answer them all at the same time. We'll start here, here, and here. I'll get over there. Don't worry about it. We're there. Go ahead.
I'm a Luddite. I don't have a Facebook account. Would Facebook ever flip monetization to allow me to have my privacy granularly? And I'd pay like $40 a month for it.
Interesting. Okay, your question?
Are there any programs that you have that can be instituted now in the schools in Harlem and Northern Manhattan?
Implement into schools.
This is kind of a tough one, so I'm really curious. Do you think there comes a bigger responsibility, or are you scared that that the algorithms and the artificial intelligence you're using are reinforcing negative or incorrect beliefs? So for example, my mom just discovered YouTube, and I can't convince her of anything because she watches one video, and then that video says, you might like this.
Yeah.
And so I can't convince her of anything, so she thinks she's so informed because she's having her negative beliefs reinforced by an algorithm.
I think your mom knows my mom. I think they're the same support group, I think. Same support group. I think that's what it is. Where do you want to start, Alvin?
I'll start here. I'll start in order. One, I'm not sure about that. That answer is probably higher than my pay grade would allow. I don't know if we would... I'm sorry, yeah. He said he does not have a Facebook account, and he wanted to know whether or not Facebook would ever have a situation that would allow him to pay to play. I'm interested in looking at this turned on, turned off, and they would do so for a fee in order to make sure that he's in complete control of his own identity. Right? And so I don't know, but it's a really good question, and I'll try to follow up on that at some point. To answer your question about schools, we do have a program called Blueprint, which has been rolled out to small and medium businesses as, I call it an alpha or beta. We've partnered with a number of different organizations, Girls Who Code, a number of different organizations across the world that have allowed us to say, what's the right sort of educational program for us to be able to actually institutionalize? One, learning how this platform works, but more importantly, how would you leverage this platform for your own idea? This platform exists. How do you build something on top of it for your own wealth, for your own information, for your own education? And so we're rolling that stuff out. There's an entire group of individuals. It's not what I do, but it is an entire group of individuals that are actually doing this around the world, starting at elementary grade level.
If I may.
You're having a follow-up question here, huh? Yeah.
Would be a great pipeline to get those other people to go to Silicon Harlem and get into the schools up here.
I would completely agree with you. Clayton has already been in
Clayton,
my
you got
ear
another
about
thing to do now. Yes,
He's already been in
you're
my ear
doing
about it.
amazing things as it is. He's doing amazing things, he and Bruce.
So
Mother's Group, yeah.
Your question about privacy, algorithms, and things of that nature, I think that it's something that we've certainly thought long and hard about that during this election cycle. And allowing free speech.
Oh, really? Why the election?
I don't know why.
Yes,
I'll
crazy
tell you,
timing, yeah.
And I'm not supposed to say this, but being at a company that is fairly liberal,
Yeah. I haven't heard that.
We struggle with giving license to all voices. As you guys probably heard about, we had a long, drawn-out conversation with many people on the conservative side of the aisle that accused Facebook of actually promoting certain types of stories versus others. While there are algorithms associated with it, we are humans that actually work here. We all have our own opinions. I think it is a concern that we think about, and we think about it openly, and it's one of the things that we struggle with, and making sure that we give everybody license to the platform, but not necessarily looking to trample on anybody's rights for free speech. We most certainly thought about that as it relates to the live vehicle that we had. So you have individual bad things happening on the platform, and you're not really sure exactly how to embrace that. Like, how do you allow that to happen? How do you catch that? So maybe it shouldn't have gone mass. Maybe that was the right thing to do. Maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. And so we struggle with those things every day. And again, people far smarter than I that understand the policies associated with this, and making sure that we're not violating any of the laws, but also making sure that our platform is always one that allows people to express themselves wholeheartedly.
And you have to think, I guess, for a second that it's maybe bigger than Facebook, this question that he's asking.
It is.
So you have some questions. Pull rank, okay.
We are now,
5 minutes.
we have to do our breakouts.
Okay.
Alan's not going anywhere for a few, so you'll get a chance to talk to him. But if we can move everybody into the...
Oh, gosh, we had some great questions. Okay, Boss Man's making us move on.
I get it.
Alvin, thank you so much.
Go Blue.
Go Blue, 6-0. That's right. 78-0, I think. He just did a 78-0 right there. We have breakout sessions. Let me just read to you what they are. Theater A, we have Ben Irwin from Power Simple. In Theater C, we have Nicole Valentine with Winley. And then in Theater B, we've got a panel there. It's Brittany Harden, Graham Ashcroft, Darnell Holloway, and Danny Kadashan, if I got it right from the mayor's office. So that's 1:15 to 2 o'clock. And again, you can look on your pieces of paper. It's also on the app, too. So those are the breakout sessions right now. Enjoy.
We need you to